Hello, Brickster bots. My name is Jack. I've been a game master since 2017, and I've been using Lego as a medium for my tabletop role playing games for even longer. Today, I want to talk about leaning into uncertainty, both in your games and in real life. Some of the best sessions that I've ever ran were the ones where I had zero plan for what the players were actually going to do. Sure, I had an idea of where the PCs were and the general direction of the plot, but the agency was entirely left up to them. Uh, they chose where to go and who to talk to. They took control of the story, and there is nothing inherently wrong with that for a session or two. However, I do think that it becomes a problem if every session follows this structure. What if you had no plan for the overarching campaign? No big bad evil guy for the players to fight once they were a high enough level. Even on a smaller scale, what's the next town on the road? What is the name of the tavern, the magic shop, or the NPC patron? Even if you have to have like a piece of paper that just has these random names or establishments on it, that's good too. You just have to be prepared. You have to know these details, even if it's just in your notes, so that you have a foundation to build off of. I remember one time my players arrived at this small town, and in this small town, there was a nightclub built into an ancient pyramid style crypt. And I mentioned a rumor that somewhere inside there was a hidden passage leading into unexplored sections of the tomb. Of course, my players ran with it. They got their drinks, and the lights are flashing inside, and the go go dancers are moving, and the players are just completely ignoring all of it to check for the walls for secret doors. And I hadn't actually planned for them to find the crypt, but the warlock player rolls a natural 20 on an investigation check, and I had to let him have it. He found the tunnel, and I had no idea what was down there, but I knew that I had to improvise. I pulled out my Egyptian style dungeon tiles that I've had for years. I've just had them in a box, just kind of waiting for if we go to a Egyptian style or pyramid style crypt. And I pull out my Dungeon Master's Guide. And I know that in there are a couple pages where you can just roll for random dungeons. And so I just start doing that. I completely just made it up on the fly. And I knew, okay, what's in a creepy dungeon? Skeletons, zombies, and for fun, a mummy. And they had a blast searching through this place, and they had no idea that I was making it up as I went along. And life is a lot like that. You're the hero of the story, and you need a goal. Even when you run into uncertainty, you still need to know where the finish line is. Whether that's finding a new job, losing 50 pounds, starting a family, or finally challenging Ashley, the human resources spider queen, to one-on-one armed combat. Just me? Okay. In all seriousness, though, I'm in a bit of a random encounter right now. I was recently laid off, and we all know how tough the job market is in 2026. My original plan was to go to school part time for heating and air conditioning while keeping my job. Even though the job is gone, the quest still remains. I'm halfway through the program, I only have a few classes left, and thanks to unemployment benefits, I can keep the momentum going. I still have my mission, and all the best heroes need to go through seasons of uncertainty. And we've all seen the meme. Why didn't Frodo and Sam just fly the eagles to Mordor? And the answer is simple. Because that would have been a boring story. If Sam hadn't gone on that journey, Would he have ever had the courage to finally ask Rosie Cotton out and have 13 children with her? Probably not. Why did Luke Skywalker have to lose an arm to his father? Because he had to be humbled. Even in defeat, he chose martyrdom and gave himself over to the will of the Force, which ultimately made him a stronger warrior. Each of us has our own battles. Most of the time, we cannot see the end. We might not even know what that end is. But one day, we will. We will understand the meaning behind our pain. We just have to keep pushing. As Reinhold Niebuhr once said, living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, and accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. Thanks again for watching this video. If you want to go ahead and please the algorithm gods by liking and subscribing and ringing that bell icon, go right ahead. I'm going to be doing streaming on Wednesdays from 12 to 4 p.m. I'm going to be painting Warhammer minis, so I'd love to have you come and join me for that. Thanks again, guys. Bye.